The awesome thing about Shopify is the app ecosystem. Having so many apps on hand means that you can extend the features of your store super quick and easy and really cheap without needing a developer. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you the 10 apps that you're going to need on your Shopify store to get more sales and save you time. Now, just a little warning, having too many apps on your store can actually slow your store down. So you don't want to go ahead and install hundreds of apps. You only want to install the apps that you need. The other thing is that even though apps only cost $5 or $6 a month, if you're installing 50 to 100 apps, that's going to cost you hundreds of dollars per month. So choose your apps wisely. And hopefully this list of 10 apps is going to help you choose the right apps to get you the best results. Now, the first app that I recommend is called Judge Me. Judge Me is a reviews app. Basically what happens is when someone places an order on your store, Judge Me sends an email out to them about 5 to 7 days afterwards, asking them to review the product. They have the ability to put stars or comments against that product. The great thing about Judge Me versus other reviews apps is you can actually take the review within an email, not having to send them to your website, which means they open the email and they write the review and send it straight through to you. The other amazing thing about Judge Me is it allows follow-up emails to be sent. So if you send them one email for a review request and they don't do it, we can send them another review a few days later, reminding them to do the review. The other cool thing is we can customize those emails as much as we like. We like to put a small incentive in for someone to leave a review, like a 5% discount or maybe entry into a competition so that we can get more reviews. The other thing I love about Judge Me is that we can sync those reviews into Google and have them show up in our Google ads. And that's a really powerful tool to make your Google ads perform better. The other great thing is that Judge Me is free, so you don't even need to pay for it and it does all these cool things for you. Now, the second app I recommend is a shipping app. Now, I'm going to recommend you 4 different types of shipping apps depending on where you live. Now, a shipping app is super important because what it does is it allows you to collate all your orders into one place and then send requests to carriers and couriers and shipping agents to create labels on your behalf. Now, the basic Shopify version of creating labels only lets you tie into a couple of carriers, where these shipping apps lets you select from multiple carriers and keeps it all in one spot. And it means you just need to click one button and all your labels are printed. But not only that, all the tracking numbers are then sent to your customers and all the emails are branded as your brand. The popular shipping apps that I recommend are ShipStation. It's a fantastic app. It has everything that you need and it works across a number of countries. You can tie in carriers like US Post, Australia Post, Royal Mail, depending on where you are. You can do the large carriers like DHL and TNT and UPS. So it has all the carriers in one spot and it helps you choose the right carrier for the place that you're sending the item. The second shipping app that's really awesome is called SHIPHERO. Very similar features to ShipStation, but a different interface and maybe not as many carriers. EasyShip is also another great app that I recommend that a lot of people are using. It's super popular. It collates everything in there for you and it just makes it super easy to do your shipping. And then another one, which is pretty popular here in Australia, is called StarShipIt. Again, it collates all the couriers together. It sends the tracking number. It does all the things in one spot. It manages all your orders. It basically just saves you time and even money by making sure it chooses the best carrier for the best delivery. Now, the third must-have app that I recommend is called SYMPROSYS Google Feed. Now, that's a little bit technical, but hear me out. SYMPROSYS Google Product Feed is really awesome for collating all your products into one easy to understand feed that you can send out to places like Google Ads and Facebook ads. And the reason we want to do that is the feed that goes into Google ads is different from the one that goes into Facebook ads, and we want to make sure that we can optimize it. This is what the SYMPROSYS feed allows us to do. Really granularly optimize our feeds in such a way that when they go into Facebook, they perform better, and when they go into Google, they perform much better. These tools are much more preferred than the one that's built into Shopify because the one that's built into Shopify is super basic. This allows us to highly optimize the feed that gets us better results and saves us more money. Now, the fourth app that you're going to need is an upsell and a cross-sell app. I recommend a couple of different apps for different purposes. The first one I recommend is called ASSORTION Bundles and Upsells. This is a great app because it has pretty much everything you need from an upsell and cross-sell in it. It has bundles, it has frequently bought together, it has post-purchase upsells, it has action upsells, it has passive upsells, it has them all. It's basically the whole box and dice of upsells in one app. The other one I recommend is called SellUp. This is a really good app. It's really basic. It has lots of things in it, but it's really simple and easy to use and really clean. So if you just want to have basic upsells on your page, SellUp is great. It does action upsells, it does on-page upsells, and it even does post-purchase upsells. And speaking of post-purchase upsells, a really popular post-purchase upsell is called One-Click Upsell by Shopify Pages. Now, this is a great app because what happens is it gives an upsell to someone after they make the purchase. So you've made a purchase and then it pops up at the end and says, would you also like to buy? Now, the reason this is super powerful is someone's already spent their money with you, so it's a lot easier to get them to spend a little bit more if we make it easy for them to spend. So what One-Click Upsell does is it adds a little offer at the end of the checkout that someone just has to click OK on the offer. It charges their card and adds it to their order, frictionless. Now, the fifth must-have Shopify app is called Bulk Product Editor by HEXTOM. Now, this app saves me so much time. On my store, I have over 500 products, and sometimes I need to edit a lot of them at once. So instead of me going into each product one by one and editing them, or exporting the data into a spreadsheet and editing the spreadsheet, I can use a tool like this bulk product edit. It allows me to do bulk updates on tagging, bulk update on images, SEO, titles, descriptions, move them into different categories, tagging, you name it, this does it in bulk. All I have to do is set some criteria, tell it what I want to update, press the button, and it does them all at once. It's a really powerful tool that just saves me hours and hours of updating products. Now, the sixth app that you need to have is called Theme Scheduler. This app is amazing. It means I don't have to get up at midnight to flip my site over. So let's picture this. You've got a sale that starts tomorrow at midnight. So we go from midnight to midnight the next day, let's say a one-day sale. What you have to do to get your site changed over, you need to get up at midnight, change a theme with all the new details on it, and then you get to go back to bed. And what the theme scheduler does is it actually puts the theme live for you at any one time. So we can create the theme the way we like it. Then we go into theme scheduler and we say, put this theme live at this time and day. And that means that we don't need to think about it and the site flips by itself with the new creative. Theme scheduler means I don't have to get up in the middle of the night to flip my site when a sale comes on. Now, my seventh most recommended app is called SEO and Image Optimizer. This is a great app because it does lots of things all in one. Firstly, it optimizes your images to make your site run super fast. It compresses them so they load really fast when people are viewing them, and it doesn't impact the quality of the images, so it's really, really neat like that. The other thing it does is it does bulk editing, similar to the bulk editing tool, but this does it from an SEO level. So it does things like alt tags and images, it renames the image file names for SEO, it also does metadata and everything that it needed to do, all in bulk. So it helps optimize your SEO and optimize your images for speeds so your store performs super fast. Now, the next one is number 8, and it's a favorite of mine that I install in all of my stores. It's called Orderly Emails. And what this does is it allows you to turn those really boring and basic Shopify transactional emails into beautiful branded ones that match your store. It's a super easy to use, what you see is what you get editor, drag and drop, that you can upload images, files, you can upload the colors and the logos that you want so that you can design all those transactional emails to look exactly how you want them to look in Shopify. You use Orderly Emails to build the email and then you copy and paste that into Shopify, and it means that every email that goes out from Shopify looks the way you want it to look, and it doesn't look the same as everyone else's Shopify store. Now, as much as we don't like it, sometimes people want to send things back to us. It might be it's the wrong size, it's damaged, an exchange, who knows? So what we're going to need is our 9th app, which is a returns app. I recommend a couple of different apps here depending on your need. The first one I recommend is called Loop Returns. It's probably one of the most popular ones on Shopify, and what it allows you to do is have a dedicated portal for your customers to be able to log in, put their order number in, their email in, and process the return from end to end. It allows you to print out labels, it allows you to put in tracking numbers, it allows you to approve or disapprove returns. It makes the return process super easy. It does exchanges, refunds, credits, you name it, it does it from end to end. So if you want to take the pain out of your returns processing, Loop Returns is a great one. The alternative to Loop is an app called Sorted Returns. It's got similar features to Loop, but probably a little bit more basic. It still has a portal where a customer can log in, put their order number in and retrieve their return. They can request a return, they can request an exchange or a refund, and they can leave notes. And then as a customer service agent, they can go in there and approve or decline returns. It also sends sends emails when the return is approved. It also sends some details on how they return the item. Both of those are great returns app options. And then the final, number 10 app that every store needs to have is a heat mapping and split testing tool. There's 3 that I recommend here. The first one is Lucky Orange. The great thing about this tool is it has everything you need in it. It does heat mapping and it does split testing. It even has chat and surveys, so it has everything all in one. Now, the importance of these types of apps is you need to understand what your customers are and aren't doing in your site and give the ability to optimize for conversions. If you don't look at data like this and your conversion rates are low, you're never going to know how to fix it. So these types of tools let you understand exactly how your customers are behaving on the store. It even records people's sessions so you can watch exactly what they're doing on the store. The second split testing app that I recommend is called HOTJAR. Now, this one has been around a while and it's not just for Shopify. A lot of big brands also use HOTJAR to do their conversion rate optimization. It also has things like heat mapping, it has screen recordings, it does surveys, it does all the things you need to really get a good understanding of why a customer may or may not be buying from you. And then the final conversion rate tool I recommend is Microsoft Clarity. This is a brand new one on the block and it's offered by Microsoft and it's actually free. You just put a piece of code on your store and what happens is it records all the sessions, it creates heat maps, and it gives you lots of data as to why someone is buying, why they're not buying, how they're interacting, when they're leaving. It's a really powerful tool and I actually can't believe that it's free. So that's my top 10 apps that you're going to need for Shopify this year. If you have those apps installed, you're going to be able to save time, make money, understand what your customers are doing, and ultimately grow your Shopify store. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you could subscribe to my channel, like the video, and comment down below your favorite app. And if there's one that you recommend that I haven't left in here, tell me what it is and I'll comment down below.